Yo, to the people that's in here watching the video, man, I'm about to go live on Twitter right now. Do a Twitter Spaces and talk about some of these NBA betting strategies for the preseason because it's a tad bit different, man. I've been thinking about this all day. I've had some recent success as well with the first few weekend of games. Don't want people out here just giving their money away because they happy that basketball season back, if you know what I mean. Um, yeah, so we about to go live on Twitter. About to go already live on YouTube. Y'all hop in, man. Hop in. We gonna talk about it a little bit before we get to some Monday night football for sure. Hit the like button if you're watching over on YouTube as well. I didn't even plan this, man. I just said, you know what? I'm about to go live so we could talk, man. We got some games tonight. we we might as well talk about them. So yeah, that's why we live. We just gonna go over some NBA betting tips for sure. And if people got them that they want to mention, definitely feel free to request up. But if you've been following me, we've been doing all right. And we're trying to keep it going tonight. We got 5 games tonight. I'm probably gonna have a look or two. So definitely, come through on YouTube, come through on Twitter. Any preseason money line parlays. I don't parlay snag. You know how I do it, bro. I ain't parlaying nothing. I'm trying to cash on some straight bets for some big amounts, But I am going light though. I am going light. So yeah, I'm not here to talk a lot. I'm just wanting to help people. Just wanting to help people try to figure out how to bet. So, like I always say, it's a and I put I titled this as a strategy, not a guess, because we're not trying to guess, right? If you guessing, then you you ain't you ain't ahead of the game, bro. You behind if you out here guessing, trying to figure out what you're gonna play, trying to figure out who's gonna win these games. You guessing, and that ain't what we're trying to do. We're not in the process of guessing. We're in the process of trying to come up with enough information to find an edge, and I think that's what people lack, right? If you're a recreational bettor, that's fine, but if you're trying to if you're really trying to make money and build a bankroll, you want to know what you're doing. You definitely want to know what you're doing. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So in big games, I see you, bro. I'm gonna get you up here. I'm gonna get you up here in a second. Real quick. So I've been sharing some plays. Also started using Action Network. A bunch of plays over on Action Network too that I kind of cashed out on over the weekend. One bad beat on a misread. I guess probably a misread on my part with the Memphis game. But other than that, I've been cashing on these NBA bets, and a lot of it is these previews. I told you guys that I was going, I'm taking the NBA extremely serious. I'm trying to cash every single time I put a bet in, and we started early. We did the team previews. I know what I'm looking at on each side. I've done the homework. All the previews, if you guys are interested, are over on YouTube. Watch those previews because I go over a lot in detail. Who are the rookies, who fighting for a spot on the team. Everything that you can kind of think of is over there on YouTube, in the YouTube preview section. So definitely check those out. And that I will say that's the reason why I'm so confident in being able to make these plays, right? Because I have done the research. Will I lose? Probably so. But will I make more? Will I win more than I lose? Damn right I will. That's the goal. The goal is to make money, right? So let's get into it. So real quick, I said it's a formula, not a guess. Some of the do's, right? So research. I'm gonna actually put some stuff up top for you guys. First and foremost, I think the number one thing I want to say is if you, and it's a lot I can get into, but if you guys aren't already following the beat writers list that I was telling people about during last year's NBA Twitter Spaces, I would definitely recommend jumping over there to the beat writers section of the Twitter and going and following those beat writers, because you're gonna find the latest breaking information, and that's what I'm using to bet these games, right? You got to have the research process done, right? Everything is posted over there. There's typically 4 to 5 different beat writers that covers each teams, and they're all listed. They're all over there for you guys. You guys don't have to do any of the work. It's all just over there. I was just looking at some stuff right before I started the spaces, and and I saw something. Maybe I missed it already, but I'm trying to post it up top if you're over on Twitter. All right, boom, here we go. So and all this gonna end up making sense. So Brian Wilson, at NY Post_Lewis, no Embiid or James Harden tonight for the Sixers against the Nets, posted 12 minutes ago. Brooklyn fans will have to wait for Harden's return to Barclays Center. I just posted that up top. Sixers will not play Embiid, Harden, Daniel House will not play, and PJ Tucker out tonight for Brooklyn. So these are when you want to hop on the lines, right? This is exactly when you want to hop on the lines. And I'm doing this, so of course I'm not, hopping on it immediately. But I also saw something earlier, and I guess I just missed it. Something about KD and Kyrie being limited to about 20 minutes tonight, right? So as I was going through the do's and the don'ts, the first thing I wanted to mention was, like I said, research. That take the guessing out, right? We're not here to guess, right? Make sure you know who's starting. Make sure you know how many minutes these guys are going to be playing, right? And all of that stuff can be found, right? Beat writers tweet out this information roughly an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 30 minutes before the game, right? So check out that beat writers list. I would definitely recommend following it. It's one of the biggest things I'm going to do. And the reason why we have so much success with betting NBA is because we have so many sources, right? There's so many beat writers. There's so many teams and angles where we could get information, whether it's narrative, whether it's minutes limits, whether it's, starters, whatever the case might be. So keep that in mind first and foremost. Make sure you know who's starting. Make sure you know how many minutes they're playing. Make sure you're checking out the beat writers and getting that information as soon as possible. I would recommend going in, if you're really serious about just going in and turning on the beat writers for that specific team's notifications so that they come straight to your phone. That way you can beat the line, because the books are going to get that same information and digest it the same time you are, lock the game up, and then go in and you're going to have to bet from a different line. So keep that in mind. Next thing I wanted to mention, knowing the key bench players on each team, right? So when I say that, I mean, like, who are the first round picks on these other teams, right? Who are the first round picks on these teams? Who the second round picks? Who got something to prove, right? Who really got something to prove and trying to make these teams? Last night we saw what Randall did to Phoenix Suns. I posted it, right? This dude is playing in Australia right now for the 36ers. He's trying to get back to the NBA and get a contract, right? This dude is I mean, and you're gonna see that, right? You gonna who was it? Jabari Smith last night for the Houston Rockets. I came in and dropped 21 points after not playing as well in the summer league. These are key guys that you want to know who these guys are. As I mentioned, all these names are mentioned in the breakdown of these teams when I did the team previews. So just keep those things in mind. Keep those things in mind for sure. Other thing I wanted to mention, if you're betting a total, right? So I've been hitting on a couple totals as well. First of all, you got to know the team's philosophy. If you've never bet NBA basketball, I wouldn't recommend just jumping in on a total without knowing how the team gonna play, right? Do they play fast? Do they play slow? Where did they rank in defense last year versus the offensive rating, right? If they played a lot of defense, then and they brought back the same coach, of course, with the same philosophy, that's what you want to hit on, right? You want to hit on things like that. So yesterday, for example, excuse me, the Utah Jazz traveled to Toronto to host the Toronto Raptors, and we know Nick Nurse is a defensive-minded coach. The total came out at, I think, 218. It quickly was bet down to 216. That's when I tweeted it out yesterday. I got it at 216. As soon as I bet it at 216, it dropped to 214. First of all, we know that the Raptors play at an extremely slow pace. We know that the Utah Jazz have a bunch of serviceable guys, but they don't have a superstar right now, right? So taking those things into consideration, also with the fact that it's the first game of the NBA preseason, we're not going to get a lot of points, right? And you're going to see these inflated totals. Eventually, they will be bet down, right? Eventually, the markets will correct themselves. But it's a really good time, and I've been talking about that already. It's a really good time to go ahead and start hitting on some of these totals, especially if you see a number that's too high. And a good place to go check that is go to Wager Talk Live Odds, right? If you go to look at Wager Talk Live Odds screen, they'll have all the NBA games. They'll have the projected totals, and they have the projected spread. You can see it for every book that they have listed, and you can see that they've been bet down already. So sharp money's going to come in because people are following the teams a little more closely. And you'll be able to see that these totals are being bet down. I wasn't looking to bet the Rockets team their game under yesterday. I know the Spurs don't play defense. The Spurs play at a fast pace, and the Rockets play at a fast pace. And the Rockets don't have any rim protection, and Porto ain't too much of rim protection for San Antonio. So I wasn't, quick to jump on the over, but I was hesitant to play I wasn't going to play the under, but I was a little more hesitant to play the over as well because I didn't know what I was going to get from that team. I hope all that makes sense. But that's what you want to look at if you're playing a total, right? Know the team's philosophy. Do they play fast? Do they play slow? Where did they rank last year in their defensive ranking, their offensive ranking? What about the other opponent's pace, right? And their defensive ranking. If I'm seeing inflated total, 216 tells me that I think, they're thinking one of these teams going to score 108 points. The other team will score 108 points or something rough, something in that area. And I just didn't see the Jazz scoring that many points. And I was right. I didn't bet the spread. I felt like I should have. It got bet up. But then again, I did see a report that Nick Nurse said he was only going to play his starters a couple minutes. I didn't necessarily trust the backups for Toronto, but I probably should have. So that's how I'm looking at totals, right? And then the last thing, that's what I wanted to mention. The last thing, totals are going to be inflated. Teams going to come out sloppy, not scoring a lot of points, as many as the line predicted. It'll correct itself soon, like I said. But right now, the unders have been cashing. They've been cashing at a really high rate for sure. I hit on the Golden State and Wizards under on Sunday morning at 2:10 or whatever time that started. It started at 1 o'clock. I think it ended at 3. But Golden State's another defensive-minded team. Wes Unseld, the coach for the Washington Wizards, a defensive-minded guy, right? They was going to try to keep the game close, of course. So that was another really good under. And the last thing I'll mention real quick, and all those are do's, right? Do your research. Make sure you're looking at these numbers, checking the totals, all of those different things. But the other thing, right? Don't take the spread too early before checking the information that I mentioned, right? I think I just gave you guys information on that, right? Because I don't know what the total was for this game. I don't even cap the games early. I'm looking at these games 30 minutes, and this is just NBA preseason. Excuse me. I'm looking at these games. I might do some preliminary stuff, but I'm looking at these games 30 minutes before because I want to know who's playing, how long they plan on playing, what rotation the coach is going to use. And like I said, all that stuff is found out by the beat writers. So whatever you do, don't take these spreads too early before you get this information. I honestly probably wouldn't even put in a bet until about 15, 30 minutes before the game, after you collected all the information that you need in order to take the guessing out and you feel like you have an edge still. The other thing, and the last thing, most important thing, don't wager more than you can lose, man. Gamble responsibly. This is preseason, right? I'm not putting 2 units on any of these plays. These are quarter unit plays, half unit plays, but don't overexert yourself in this because we can see upsets. We saw last night, the 36ers beat the Phoenix Suns. The 36ers also play their next game, I think, on Thursday against the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's something else to kind of take into consideration. Also, with Phoenix getting smacked up, right? Of course, they didn't take their game extremely serious, but I'm pretty sure, they got roasted for that. Twitter was all over them. They've given this other team a national spotlight, and that does not look well for them, right? So they may come out with some fury. I don't know who they're playing against next, and I don't know if you're going to be able to bet first halves or not. But right now, I'm primarily focusing on totals, and I'm picking a side, right? And you can tell that the markets don't know where to put these games at. The Spurs were 4-point favorites last night. They won by 40, right? So I think even the Toronto Raptors were favored by, I think, 6 or 7. They end up winning by 30, right? So it's a lot of variance right now. And if you can find more information, you can find enough information to give you an edge, I would say take it. But no, the second unit is extremely important because these starters are not going to play as many minutes as they typically would. So just some things to kind of take into consideration. Let me get Big Gains up real quick. If you got anything you want to share, Big Gains, I want to come to you. Anybody else that got information, or if you guys got questions, I'm definitely here to take them. But if you guys got thoughts on how you're betting the NBA preseason, definitely feel free to share. Request up, and I'll get you up. Big Gains, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you being here. Talk to me. What you got?
Hey, how you doing, man? On the beat writers list, is there a link for it, or do we just have to follow somebody?
Yeah, so Big Gains, what you want to do is, and that's a good question. A lot of people probably got that question, especially some of my new followers. So what you want to do is, if you go to my profile, right, and click on, I think it's the top 3 dots in in the right corner,
see it.
and it should say view list. And
Okay.
if you go through my list, it should say one that says NBA beat writers. If you
I
just
see,
want,
I see it. Yeah, I
yeah,
see
you
it.
just want to follow that list, right? So
Okay.
that's a list of pretty much every beat writer that covers every single team in the NBA. So that's going to be the quickest way for you to get your updates throughout the regular season.
Okay, I got it. Then I also wanted to mention something, man. Kings play the Lakers tonight, man.
Yeah.
And I'm actually on Kings money line for one particular reason. Lakers did not win any preseason games last year. They're also without a couple of key players this year. Lonnie Walker's out tonight. Troy Brown is out. Schroeder is having visa issues. But on the other side for the Lakers, man, they said LeBron plans to play a lot more this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think, man, with the Kings, man, I was looking at their roster, man, their bench. Man, they got a nice young team, man. A lot of good players, man. They got Malik Monk from the Lakers. They got him. They got Kevin Whitter from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is going to be a good look for them tonight, man. They're going to be really hungry tonight, man. So that money line plus 180 is a good look tonight.
Yeah, so I got some thoughts on that too, Big Games. One thought is, first of all, I heard everything that you. I mean, I looked into everything that you said already too. I think the part that you mentioned about Bron, I looked into that, and one of the things I saw Coach Ham said was, he want to use Bron more, but and I think this was tweeted out by Mike Trudell, who's the Lakers number one beat writer. He tweeted out a link earlier to the Lakers page, and pretty much what he was saying is, we don't know what that means, right? We don't know if that means that LeBron's going to play in more games throughout the preseason, or if it means he's just going to play more minutes. One thing I think to take into consideration, Big Games, is that I was listening to, well, not listening to, I was reading up earlier on Coach Mike Brown, and he was saying that he wants to get everybody in the game tonight, right? So everybody from Sacramento probably is going to play. Everybody. Okay. So that's just something to kind of take into consideration as well. I like what you're saying. I think first of all, if you've been rocking with me for a while, I don't really bet on my Lakers or against. I'm a Laker fan, so I don't bet on my Lakers or against my Lakers.
Same here. I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't really bet on this Big Games, or I don't bet against this either, right? So I like to kind of just get a feel, right? So I'm not. The other thing I think is important. I'm glad you mentioned this. Don't force anything, man. Like it's preseason, right? You definitely don't want to force anything. If you find a big enough edge, go ahead and take it. But Big Games, I was looking into the game, man. I do think the Lakers have we got something to prove, right? I think we have. I think one thing I'm gonna target early in the season, maybe not game one, because we play Golden State when the real season starts, but I'm gonna look at some unders for the Lakers, because I'm gonna look at some SDQL stuff, but I do think that having AD back, we're gonna get some inflated totals. And I think that I think everything that I'm hearing from Coach Ham is about setting the tone on the defensive end. And I do think that if you can get the guys to buy in, right? Patrick Beverley's of the world, AD being an anchor back there, I think it's kind of like a revenge tour for AD too, especially if he can get that back tightness cleared up and actually be out there and be out there for the team. So I'm looking at some unders for us when, once the season actually starts. Because I do think that if we're gonna win games, it's gonna be because we play defense and not because we blowing teams out,
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have too much of an opinion, Big Games. I will say that I'll probably wait a little bit closer to game time, continuing to check in on those beat writers, and see what our rotation is. I like who is it? Mike Kelly, the white kid. He can shoot. I like him a lot. I do think that Kendrick Nunn being back, who he said he was going to be in the starting lineup today. I like that addition as well. But like I said, it's kind of tricky. Coach Ham not going to play AD, even that he listed as probable. I think that's important to say as well. So it's not like the back stiffness, the tightness is going to keep him out. I think he's going to play unless he has some kind of setback right before the game. But I think that's key, right? I think that's key. And I'll probably just wait, a little closer to game time. I talked about it in the intro, though. I mean, in the preview. I do like the Kings and what they got going on over there. They definitely got, two, I think, really solid squads. Keegan Murray, I think, gonna be a problem. He reminds me a lot of Kuzma, in the way that he play. And they got some big bodies too. They got some big bodies. A lot of guys that are serviceable over there. Alongside somebody like De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. So yeah, I'm with you on that, Big Game.
Okay, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the beat writers list too.
Absolutely, bro. I hope more people got it than you, but absolutely, bro. I'm gonna start doing these spaces a little more for sure too. Denzel, let me kick it to you, my brother. Appreciate you, big games. Denzel, let me kick it to you, and then I definitely got to get to my guy Zay. What up, Denzel?
Ain't nothing going on right now, man. I was actually, just going through some of my lists and stuff right now. I was about to go live for Prize Picks, but I seen y'all in the spaces, so I said, forget it, man. I'm going to just slide over here, see what's going on in spaces. But I just restarted my damn computer. I had some looks on Prize Picks if anybody, was interested. I don't know what y'all went through or whatever case or how you doing it, but I did have some looks. So if y'all interested in any looks and Prize Picks, anybody playing Prize Picks tonight?
I don't got Prize Picks, Denzel. I don't think we got it in VA.
Okay, well, I'll request back up when I get my computer rebooted back up. And if anybody wants some Prize Picks or whatever the case might be, some picks, I got some picks. I've been doing preseason for about 3, 4, 5 years, fantasy and DFS, and last year was my first time betting, so. I'm mainly looking for blowouts, though. I'm looking for blowouts, and one thing to cap it off right here, I do bet a lot of blowouts, and one thing I will say is knowing your personnel and basketball is major key in preseason. If you want to bet some blowouts, like I said, I bet a lot of 31 blowouts and stuff like that because it's just a roster. If you know these rosters, because it really can be profitable. If you know these rosters top to bottom, and especially watching live betting and seeing, knowing how deep these teams are, these benches, if they're ever knowing who's on these benches and they're able to carry out a league. Who's in and who's out. It could be real profitable live betting basketball.
Yeah, that's a fact, Denzel.
Preseason. So trust me, I know because I've been smacking them, man. I've been smacking them.
That's a fact. Appreciate you, Denzel. Hey, before I kick it to Zay, I definitely want to hear from my guy Zay. Before I kick it to Zay, so somebody just tweeted me again asking me where the beat writers list is located. So first of all, this is going to be recorded. So if you guys are listening in on Twitter, in my profile, my on my Twitter profile, there's a link for my YouTube page. So you can always go back, and all my spaces are going to be recorded over on YouTube as well. I'm also going to do a daily show probably in the morning. It's going to be called Cashed It, and I'm going to be going through some plays and some picks every single day as well. That's neither here nor there. If you join late, I was talking about the beat writers list. Big Gaines asked me about it. I just got a message from David asking me about it as well. If you go to my page in the profile, click the top right corner, go down to view list, click the beat writers list, and you just want to follow that list. You'll see updates on there from all of the official beat writers with blue checks. Most of them have blue checks beside them. That's going to be covering these teams throughout the NBA season. Multiple beat writers for multiple teams. for each team. So you just want to kind of key in, right? Because those are going to be the guys that's going to be around the team, that's going to get the updates first from the coaches, from the coaching staff, and that's going to be able to share all those things. So just wanted to share that with you guys again because I'm still getting that message. But Zay, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you being here, bro. What's going on? Talk to the people, Zay.
What's up, bro? Had to stop by. Preseason, we got a 5-game slate. You on here dropping gems, man. The gambling community definitely appreciates you, bro. You definitely one of them. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you, bro.
But I like what Buddy was saying about the Kings. I tuned in a little late, but he was hitting some good point on the Kings. I took Magic straight up tonight. Magic, they might surprise a little bit of people. They're one of the few teams who are young, and I see them playing a lot of their starters. They're second, third-year guys, so they're going to play a lot of minutes tonight. I love their line for plus 250 right now, money line. So that's just a dream I just dropped. But yeah, man, I'm excited, bro. Preseason, man.
Yeah.
I'm hyped. I didn't get to look at the list you sent me yet, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Zay, absolutely. But like I said, I haven't really got a chance to look into it late, and a lot of the times so far I'm 5-1 in the preseason, and I've been giving out a couple of those, but I don't like to give out losers, right? I'm all about, if I'm gonna give it out to people, I'm gonna make sure, I first of all, my money's on everything I ever play, so you guys don't ever have to worry about that. But the other thing is I want to find a big enough edge. So a lot of this has been trial and error in the beginning, and like I said, it's been starting off good. So I've been capping these games. Like I said, I want to get all the information first, then kind of definitely line shop too, because a lot of books aren't even offering preseason. You can find it on FanDuel, you can find it on Caesars. There's a couple other books as well, but a lot of these books aren't even offering the lines at all. They're not even covering the game. So that's something else to kind of take into consideration. Just make sure you're doing all your homework, bro. Not you, Zay, but everybody. Make sure you're doing all your homework before you make these plays.
They doing that because they wait until preseason done. The books don't know what to gauge right now as far as player props. So that's the reason. Because somebody had asked me in my court earlier, why is there no player props for preseason? And it's because they don't know what to gauge. So they're using the preseason right now for player props. So October and November is really when you smack the books.
Facts.
And then that's when you really smack the books. And then you'll see in December, January, it kind of gets a little harder to really catch the good odds and beat the books until pretty much come All-Star break. But yeah, November, October, beginning of December is when you really could really take advantage of the books because they still adjusting to lines, adjusting to props. They, especially with the second, third year guys, those are the best guys to really bet on if you really know what you're looking for.
Absolutely, Zay. And I kind of mentioned it a little bit before you jumped in, but yeah, you just get it. You get the market gets time to catch up, right? Like the books get time to catch up with the market as more games go along, as they see what the rotations are. That's why I said, you know what? I'm gonna bet some NBA, based on what I know, based on these team previews that I've been doing, based on what I know about these coaches and their philosophies. Let me see if I can make some money early, and it's been profitable so far. So, we definitely want to kind of keep riding that for sure. I got a question over on YouTube. Are you going to be posting your picks for tonight? Yeah, if I find something that I really really like, I will definitely be posting it on YouTube. Not on YouTube. I'll definitely be dropping it on Twitter for sure. So if you guys want to have your notifications on for sure, I'll definitely post my plays if I, like I said, if I find something.
What's your favorite?
My favorite straight for the night, Zay?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know, Zay. I honestly don't know because, like I said, I've been capping the game so late, and just wanting to get all the information. Like I really liked the 76ers until I found out that nobody was playing.
That's why I waited for that. I waited for that. That's the spread, the net spread. They about to smack them.
Right.
No Harden. no Harden. No
Embiid. No Tucker.
They about to dog. No Tucker. They about to dog.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the news about if Trez is playing or not. If he does, I doubt he plays long. I doubt he's really in game shape.
Right.
But either way, Nets. Hold on, Mama. Nets. -8.
Yeah, I might get there with you on that one, Zay.
Favorite play.
Yeah, I definitely might get there with you on that one.
For sure. If you want to get spicy Kings and Magic upset, I think them together is like +8 something. If you want to get a little spicy, little sweat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can dig it for sure.
But I'm gonna let you continue. I'm gonna be on listening. Man, I appreciate the spaces that you're giving the people opportunity.
Absolutely. I appreciate you for being here, bro. For sure.
Anytime,
always. And I'm actually about to drop out. I just wanted to come in and share some knowledge so far and share what's been working for me and been successful. So, I wasn't planning on being here long for sure. Appreciate you, Zay, always, bro.
No problem, Brody. Always love.
Yes, sir. Tobias, I just brought you up, bro. You got a question or you got something that you want to contribute? Maybe Tobias, if you can hear me, bro, the floor is yours if you got something you want to contribute. I guess not. Maybe you're not connected, but if you got anything. Starting 5 lineup. Oh, so Ja gonna play tonight. Desmond Bane. Well, this not official. Ja, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams, and Santi Aldama is gonna start tonight for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies look good the other day against Milwaukee. Milwaukee looked a little flat, but the Grizzlies look good too.
Oh man, my bad, bro.
Nah,
Why they just dropped that, man? Come on.
Nah, that's not official yet. That was one of the beat writers. That was one of the beat writers talking about his projected lineup. He don't know for sure. It hasn't been given out yet.
Because I was searching that all day. They should be out tonight.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I love the Magic.
Right.
Them starters should be out. Man, don't have my heart racing like that.
Yeah, no, I got you. So I do see the Sixers. So the Sixers starting Maxey, DeAnthony Milton, Thibault, Tobias, and Reed. Yeah, they getting crushed.
Yeah, they getting smacked.
They getting crushed tonight. Yeah, they getting crushed. Yeah, I think that might be my favorite plays. I ain't gonna call it official yet, but yeah, I think that one might be it. Yeah, let me see if I can get Tobias back up here, and then we're gonna close this down, bro. I just wanted to share a couple points that that's been successful for me so far. Tobias, if you can hear me, bro, I'm gonna try this again. If you can hear me, the floor is yours, bro. If not, it's all good, man. It's all good. Ja got a new tattoo on his right arm. Says him. I'm him. That's funny. The Nets starting five tonight is Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris, KD, and Nicholas Claxton per Steve Nash. Taylor Jenkins says all the healthy Grizzlies play who rested on Saturday will be available tonight. Okay, so yeah, they got their full roster out there for sure. Yeah, man. Like I said, if y'all got anything, let me see. Let me get snagged up real quick before we shut it down. But yeah, I'll be posting my plays if I find something that I really like once I go official with it for sure. What's up, Snap?
No, I was gonna say the only thing I see is the people that aren't playing in the Grizzlies game is Jared Jackson, Danny Green, and I don't know how you say his name, Killin Tilly.
Yeah. Them three can't play. They can't play because Jared Jackson Jr. not coming back to about December or January. Danny Green, same thing. Danny Green might not even play the whole year because he tore that ACL at the end of last year. So absolutely.
I was thinking about parlaying Memphis and Brooklyn.
What's the odds on that?
Let me see. I just had it pulled up. The odds on Brooklyn and Memphis by 8 is, if it will fucking load up, I'd be able to answer. Plus 260, 264.
Plus 260 on the money line parlay.
If you take them on the spread, Memphis minus 7.5 and Brooklyn minus 8. The money line for me is locked.
Okay. Yeah, man. Hey. Appreciate you, Snag. Denzel, I'm gonna kick it back to you, and then I'm gonna get to Tobias before we get out of here. What's up, Denzel?
Just if anyone's interested, right now I just cranked up something, and right now, like Prize Picks, if anybody's playing it or whatever the case may be, you got interested in, I do a lot of 2 picks. So 2 picks is equivalent to a plus 200. So what I like right now is I like just looking at off first glance. I know I like Paul Reed over 8.5 points. I got some love for Cam Thomas, 12.5 points for Brooklyn over, and I can see instances where Bones Highland get over 11.5 points. That's just right off the back right there because I know you're getting ready to go. But yeah, those are three props that I'm looking at if anybody's playing.
Playing Prize Picks. Okay. Now I appreciate you contributing, Denzel, doing your thing with that, bro. I wasn't expecting that to even happen, so I appreciate you, bro. Tobias, I'm gonna try to kick it back to you again. I think you've been having some connection issues, but it looked like you connected. I see you on mute. Tobias, if you can hear me, bro, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man, my bad. I was just walking, so I was disconnected. I'm a Clipper fan, so I'm gonna ride my Clippers, but minus 7.5 with Kawhi back on the court tonight. I don't see any better bet on the board than that, to be honest with you. I mean, they're playing against the Portland Trailblazers, who have been, kind of middle of the pack in the West this past season. Of course, they got Dame back on the court. I don't know if he's playing tonight, but
yeah, he's supposed to be playing.
Kawhi is playing. That's really all I need, to be honest with you. So I'm taking the Clippers on the spread.
Okay. So Tobias, real quick, I know you said Kawhi back, but he's probably gonna get super limited minutes. You think?
For sure. I mean, remember we talked about this, in the before the season preview when we were talking about the Clippers, they're so deep. They're 13 players deep. Even without Kawhi and PG last year, they were still able to be competitive. So I'm super confident. Again, with the Norm Powell there, whether it's PG goes off, whoever is playing, whoever's starting with the most minutes, I'm confident that they'll perform and they'll hit that 7.5.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that look a lot. And I'm also interested. I'm going to look a little more in that total. I see it at 216.5, and I can see the under hitting in that one as well. So I'm going to look at that too.
100%, I agree with that.
Yeah, the Clippers play defense, and I don't believe in Portland's offense. And it'll take Dame a couple games to get himself, back in the rhythm as well. He definitely not going to get an easy opponent, an easy team to start off with. They got a lot of size. Everybody on that team can switch. And I'm a big Dame guy, but yeah, I like that. I like that look a lot. I'm gonna look a little more into that. Like I said, if I find anything official, I'll definitely tweet it out. But right as of now, I haven't put anything in yet. That's also a 10:40 game, so we'll get more information about 2.5 hours from now on that one, about 30 minutes before. But yeah, this first preseason game is gonna kick off in about an hour, and I think we have pretty much all the information we need on that one. So yeah, if I find, like I said,
I would like to ask a question just on that one, Chris.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tobias, you got it.
So I know Embiid's not playing and Harden's not playing. Simmons has been confirmed. I don't know what the deal with KD and Kyrie are, but I saw
they're limited to about 20 minutes is what I saw, Tobias.
Okay, I saw a prop that was Brooklyn Nets or Philadelphia 76ers, both to score 100 and whatever team to win, and that was like plus 100, plus 110. Do you think both teams hit 100?
I don't know if Philly gonna be able to score 100. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, yeah, first game of the preseason for them, not having any of the guys that's gonna be able to create their own shots. Minus I mean, Maxey can get his own shot, but when we thinking about Thibault, like
That's true.
Yeah, I don't got a lot of faith in that, especially if Brooklyn come out there and play defense, or it's just a sloppy game in general because it's game one, right? This isn't like middle of the season.
Yeah.
This is like first game with you're losing like what 70% of your offense, 65% of your offense. So yeah, I probably wouldn't bet. I probably wouldn't bet both teams to score 100 in that one. I probably would look towards the under, and I need to go see what it fell towards. But yeah, that's a good question. Absolutely. Appreciate you asking. If y'all got other questions, man, feel free to shoot me a DM, but I'm going to jump off here. And I really don't want to bet on the 49ers tonight, but I think that's the only way I would look. So I'm not probably going to play anything in the NFL, but best of luck to you guys. And like I said, turn them notifications on Twitter if you want to, if you want to get any of my plays. And tomorrow we probably do the same thing all over again because we got preseason from here on out. Shout out to my guy, UCAB. What's up, Ronald? I see you in the chat, bro. We got to talk, Ronald. I ain't talked to you in a minute, bro. We got to talk. But yeah, appreciate you guys for being here as always, man. And anybody join late, feel free to go over on YouTube. I see you, Breezy. Anybody who joined late, feel free to watch YouTube. I just talked about betting strategies for these NBA preseason games because it is a science. It's not just me flipping a coin, right? So definitely feel free to go back and watch the recap. It's only about 40 minutes. You can get everything in about 15-20 minutes of the first part of the video for sure. So like I said, best of luck on your best tonight. I haven't placed anything, but if I do, I'll tweet it. And bet responsibly, man. I'm out.